On March 25th, 2018, I started to receive Facebook messages saying that there were trademark complaints filed against my business posts made on both my business and personal Facebook pages. Every single one of these complaints could be traced directly back to Gary Robichaux with the information in the messages that I received from Facebook. Every time you receive a complaint, Facebook logs you out and you have to log back in again, acknowledging that you have read this message. All the posts removed were promotional posts associated with live music shows or karaoke shows that I promote with my business. My initial attempts to restore the content were refused by Facebook. I even had to remove my Facebook business page for a few days until all the issues were resolved. Back and forth we went, with Gary Robichaux using the application that he'd filed for as the evidence that he already owned the trademark. Finally, based on the fact that his application was still pending, I owned the website and that I had owned the Facebook page with Dirty Go Productions since 2009, Facebook restored the content. Gary also created multiple Facebook pages imitating my business. It took repeated attempts and a lot of correspondence with Facebook to finally get all these pages removed. Then I noticed there were accounts imitating my business showing up all over social media. This is one at a place called LiveJournal, and it took several months to get this one resolved. Here's a Twitter account he created using the image and logo stolen directly from my website. In every case, I had to provide proof of ownership of the logo in order to have the offending pages removed. He even created an Instagram account where he uploaded lots of silly, mocking images and misspelled words. People I know actually started following that account, so of course I had to take action and have it all removed. There were fake pages created on social media sites I'd never even heard of before. In addition to YouTube, he also uploaded videos to other video hosting sites like Vimeo and Dailymotion that mocked my business and mocked me personally. People started sending me messages and sending me screenshots about what he was up to. Some of these people he once considered friends. This guy told me that Gary has hundreds of fake accounts, and then he makes fake IDs and diplomas for them. He also mentions that Gary needs mental help. At the end of March, Gary began uploading videos to YouTube on multiple channels, declaring himself the real owner of Dirty Goat Productions. Here's a sample of one of the videos that he uploaded.
Welcome to Dirty Goat Productions, a trademark of Gary Robichaux's karaoke and band booking agency. We've been around since 2000. This is what our privately registered trademark kind of looks like, the Dirty Goat production. We have copiers out there. Want you to be aware of that. Here again is a statement showing that Gary Robichaux is the owner of this trademark and not the other guy.
In addition to uploading those videos, he started attacking people who were friends or customers of mine who had uploaded videos using my Dirty Goat Productions banner in the background. He's still doing this today. This is from a recent video where he's got a really immature Photoshop of me standing in front of a stage, and you can see that he's mocking my banner in the background. All in all, Gary has uploaded over 100 videos since December of 2017, all of them either mocking me personally, mocking my business, or imitating my business. I've erased the names here because I don't give his channels or the names of his videos any publicity. In order to file an opposition with the United States Patent and Trademark Office, you have to wait for months until it's published for opposition. These are some of the things that Gary was saying during that time. Now, all three of these accounts have been verified as his fake accounts. I never did any of those things, but I did find out about the stolen valor later. Apparently, he thought this was a mission from God. He thinks he's fighting demons. He was posting cease and desist notices using my business name all over Facebook. People forwarded me these screenshots for months. Now, I made the claim at the beginning of the video that I believe a lot of this has to do with the fact that I debated young earth creationist Kent Hovind, and it didn't go well for him. Gary was a member of a group of hardcore Hovind fans, and this is what one of them said right after that debate. My view is that Hovind didn't handle this very smoothly. Much to my chagrin, if we were to only talk about the delivery and presentation, Ludlow took it away. Much as I dislike Ludlow, Hovind let him control the questions and allowed him to get away with loose statements. I think Ludlow's presentation and delivery was clear, crisp, and to the point, while Hovind kept straying from the debate topic. Ludlow kept reminding him what the topic under discussion was. Ludlow also planned his presentation, keeping in mind frequently used lines by Hovind, who played right into Ludlow's hands. Irrespective of the facts, which we all know, the better man on the day seemed to be Ludlow, who to his credit did his homework. To Hovind's defense, I can only cite this as a bad day in the office since I'm a big Hovind fan, but he didn't bring his A game. He needs to pull up his socks instead of relying on oft-repeated lines and rhetorical catchphrases. I'm upset to say the least, but I have to be fair in accrediting Ludlow for doing a better job. This is the same group of hardcore Hovind fans that Gary told about his plans to attack my business, and they cheered him on and supported him every step of the way. When Gary bought a website and wanted to make it look like my business, this guy was right there to help him do it. When I took my business Facebook page down temporarily because he was filing all the trademark claims, they were cheering him on. When Gary erroneously thought that his application was already approved and he actually owned the name, he announces it to the group, and this guy writes back, "Well played." These are supposed to be moral people. I wasn't a member of this group, but a couple of members who understood what was going on and didn't agree with it kept forwarding me screenshots on a regular basis. Now let's look what happens when one of the admins steps in, because over and over the posts were about me and my business, and he decides to take action and try to stop it. I blocked out his image and his name because he seems like a decent guy. He gave an example of a post that Gary had made using his Joanne Briones profile. And of course, Gary jumped all over him. He asked point blank if Gary's Joanne Briones, and Gary wouldn't answer. He asked Gary to tell him the truth, but he won't. Gary comes back with, hey, it's not a problem. Our group has 18 groups and we've been around. Accuses the guy of being green. He says, we know how deep the war rages. The guy comes back with, hey, if you can't tell the truth to people on your own side, something's wrong. So after the guy removes Joanne Briones, one of Gary's friends, who is also an admin, removes the guy from being an admin and replaces him with one of Gary's other fake profiles. This is how he works. And again, he says, we're following the Holy Spirit. And we're taking him to court, by the way. And you're an idiot. Then, in typical Gary fashion, he accused somebody who disagrees with him of being an atheist or a spy. And he goes on again about me writing fake reviews for Christian books on Amazon. I've never written a fake review for any Christian book on Amazon. I wrote a review about Troy Lawrence's book, and here I've got a copy of it sitting right in front of me with one of my business cards on it to show that I actually own the book. Anyway, I just wanted to show that, yes, I believe Kent Hovind's debate had something to do with this, and there were people cheering him on, people that call themselves Christians in some of these Kent Hovind fan club groups knew exactly what was happening every step of the way, and they were urging him on. Gary used an internet company called Trademarkia to file his trade name and trademark applications. Just by coincidence, the office assigned to his applications was located just a few miles from me in Tempe, Arizona. I decided to pay them a visit as soon as I found out about how he had filed the applications. The visit was very cordial, and they were very interested in what I had to say. When I arrived, I handed each one of the lawyers in the office a business card. I brought with me an 8-foot banner that my band used from 2006 to 2011. I rolled the banner out on the floor so they could see the goat head image and the Dirty Goat logo. I also brought with me a smaller banner that I used for my open mic nights as recently as last year. Both banners clearly show that I was using the exact same image and trade name that Gary Robakoff had applied for. I asked them to get on their computer and go to my website and also our MySpace page where they could verify that I had been using that image and trade name since 2006. The office manager's hands were shaking so badly that when she went to use the computer, she spilled coffee on the keyboard. Once Gary's lawyers figured out that he'd been lying to them and that the information he gave them on the applications was fraudulent, they fired him as their client. You heard that right. His lawyers fired him. Now I'm going to explain why what Gary did is considered fraud. When someone knowingly lies on a federal trademark application, it is considered fraud against the United States government. Fraud is defined by procuring registration in the Patent and Trademark Office of a mark by a false or fraudulent declaration or representation, oral or in writing, or by any false means, and the person can be liable for civil liability. The goat head image and the Dirty Goat Productions name that Gary was applying for were stolen from my website. He had not used them in business since 2000, as he claimed on his application. The opposition that I filed in front of the United States Trademark Trial and Appeal Board clearly accuses Gary Robakoff of fraud. This is what the opposition says. Applicant provided fraudulent information on application number 877-90202, claiming he has used the mark in commerce since September 2000. The goat head logo image created by artist Rachel Young did not exist until May 2005, and she never authorized anyone but the opposer to use her copyrighted work, Exhibit C. Applicant has not been in the business of providing disc jockey services and karaoke disc jockey services since September 2000, as claimed on both applications. Applicant provided fraudulent information as proof of use in commerce on application serial number 877-90188 and serial number 877-90202. Applicant provided as evidence of use in commerce an image of a poster advertising Open Mic Thursday at Island Lake Inn and karaoke every Sunday and Wednesday. The poster is a modified version of one created and used by a poser for karaoke every Sunday and Wednesday at Lucky Strikes in Apache Junction, Arizona, used during the summer of 2017. Island Lake Inn is located in Duluth, Minnesota, and their management has never heard of Dirty Goat Productions. Exhibit D. Applicant provided as use of evidence of use in commerce an image of a website with a false URL website address. The URL provided was dirtygoatproductions ///.com, and it is not an actual web address. Exhibit E. Applicant provided as evidence of use in commerce an image of a Facebook page for Dirty Goat Productions. Applicant has no presence on Facebook using the name Dirty Goat Productions. A poser has owned the Dirty Goat Productions Facebook page continuously since 2009, Exhibit F. There were actually two separate appeals going on, one for the trade name and one for the logo. Now, when Gary was faced with this opposition, he chose to try and withdraw his applications. Instead of filing the proper paperwork for both applications, he tried to file on just one. And because he didn't follow proper procedure, his request to withdraw was denied and a judgment was entered against him. On the other application, he never filed a response. So once again, after the proper time had expired, the opposition was sustained and a judgment was entered against him. Gary had every opportunity to defend his claims in federal court in front of the United States Trademark Trial and Appeal Board. But when it came time for that, Gary ran away. Not responding to charges doesn't make you not guilty. Now you think this guy would learn, right? He's got two judgments of fraud against him in federal court. But on January 2nd, 2019, Gary Robakoff started all over again. He filed for a trademark using a slightly different but similar goat head image and the words Dirty Goat Productions. This can be viewed on the USPTO website by doing just a simple trade name search. There's no doubt it's Gary because all of his information is right there. It's made public. A simple Google image search revealed where Gary took the image from this time. The copyright belongs to Shutterstock, and they advertise royalty-free images. Their legal page clearly states that a user may not use the visual content to violate the trademarks or other intellectual property rights of third parties or to cause claims for misleading advertising or unfair competition. They may not use any visual content in whole or in part as a corporate trademark, service mark, logo, or other indication of origin or part of it. Now he modified the image, which they consider a forgery, and they may not declaring the forgery expressly or by reasonable deduction using the visual content in order to make it appear to be the work of a user or of a person other than the copyright holder of such visual content. Gary's clearly in violation of their legal terms. This is intellectual property theft, plain and simple, and Gary is guilty of it again. This time, if he faces a judge in federal court, it's not going to be me on the other end. It's going to be the intellectual property right owner. I've already notified Shutterstock legal department and the artist who took the image that Gary used. This is just another case of fraud against the USPTO by Gary P. Robakoff, and another case where he will be found guilty.